What we're going to do is I'm going to give a brief description of what occurred. Lieutenant Jonovich, who's in charge of the law enforcement division, is going to tell you how the investigation went, what happened at the investigation, and then Prosecutor Flays is going to give you some information on what his bond was, what his potential problems are. There's a lot of things that we're not going to be able to say because of Marcy's Law. And the victim has requested that a lot of that information not be released, so we're not going to be able to release it. But I just want to start out with the fact that this crime in our county is particularly disturbing. The fact that these people, these bad guys, these slugs who don't have jobs can come into our county and expect to victimize the Amish community is horrendous. There's apparently some rumors out there that these people think that the Amish won't report the crimes, that the Amish will just go with the flow. Well, that is not the case. I'm here to tell you, in this county, and we won't put up with it. Our Amish community, we have a great relationship with. We work with them on a daily basis with the different bishops. We work with safety committees, and they know that if they are a victim of a crime, they are not afraid to report it, and I guarantee you that we're not afraid to investigate it. And these guys will get what they deserve. They victimized not only the business owner and his family, but his 8-year-old child, who they threatened to take, to abduct, and in fact, at one point you'll hear where they used a stun gun on the 8-year-old as well as the business owner. That is horrendous to me. I can't believe that they would do this. And they're not even from the area. You're going to find out that they're from the Canton area. They came up here to our county to commit these crimes, and in the end, they're going to pay for it. So at this time, I'll introduce Lieutenant Jim Jonovich.
Afternoon. Like the sheriff stated, there are some intentional redactions in some of the things that we're going to play for you and show to you, and those are because of Marcy's Law and the victim in this crime wanting to keep his information redacted. So on October 9th, 2025, at 17:26 hours, Geauga County Sheriff's Office 911 Center received a 911 call from a 40-year-old male in Middlefield Township. The caller reported that he'd just been robbed. He further stated 3 males in a black pickup truck came in and robbed him and that they may have taken his son. Shortly later in the call, the son can be heard speaking with the victim, and the victim reports his son is safe. You will see in the call that will make a little bit more sense here in a minute. The victim reported he'd given all of his money to the suspects. He further stated they hit him, threatened to kill him, and he did advise that he was injured and bleeding on the 911 call. The victim also stated the suspects were armed with an electrical device that they utilized to shock him, and we later would find out they also shocked the 8-year-old juvenile. The victim stated his 8-year-old son and he were the only ones home at the time. He said the suspects threatened to take his son if he did not provide them with more money than they had already found. At this time, we're going to play the 911 call. Sheriff, you might need to step aside so he can see he's got to see the controls. We got to come my way a little bit here.
In the closet.
Where's your emergency?
Was just dropped.
Road.
No.
And what happened?
Black pickup truck. 3 guys came in, robbed us.
Okay.
They might have taken my son. I don't know.
They may have taken your son?
They may have taken my son. Yes.
All right, what's the name of the business?
Who?
What did they take?
Yeah.
Did they take a cash register?
No. No.
What did they take?
My son is safe. I had to give him all my money.
Okay.
They hit me. They threatened to kill me. They're driving a black pickup truck.
Did you see what direction they went?
I think they just left now.
Did you see what direction they went in?
Yeah.
What direction did the truck go?
I'm trying to see, but
Son is safe, he was found.
huh?
What direction did the truck go?
I can't see. They already left.
They already left? Okay. Describe the three males.
Tattoos on the neck.
Okay, stick with one male. Male one. Describe him.
Ball cap.
White male?
Let me ask my son. Baharo cut. Any one. Black shirt.
They hit him and took the cash he had on him. They hit him, yeah. Okay, he doesn't know?
He doesn't know. What do you mean?
Can you provide me a description?
Of the. He had a black shirt and ball cap.
Black shirt. And what about the second male? What was he wearing?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
Okay. And how did they hit you?
He grabbed a plant, my wife's plant, and he hit me with it.
Are you bleeding or have injuries?
I am bleeding,
Do you need an ambulance?
but I don't need assistance. No, not an ambulance.
How much money did they take?
I don't even know. They found my wife's money in the closet.
Okay. Did they seem to know what they were doing or what they were looking for?
They just asked for the money.
Okay. Did they have weapons?
Did they have what?
Weapons, like a gun?
They had like something that made a clicking sound and it shot. They put that on me a couple of times.
They had something that made a clicking sound and shocked you?
Yes,
Where did they stick you with that?
in my stomach.
Okay. And who else was present in the room when this happened?
Just my young son, 7 years old.
The 7-year-old, and where is he at right now?
He's beside me. I thought they took him, but they didn't. They were threatening to take him if I don't give him more money, and I didn't have anything more.
Okay.
He corrects it and says
Correct.
it. It's just hard to hear.
Yeah.
Stay on the phone with me, okay? I have lots of help on the way.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't need an ambulance?
No, I don't need anything. I'm bleeding a little bit on my neck, but it's okay.
We can just check you out. You don't have to go to the hospital.
I don't need an ambulance.
Okay, understood. What is your name?
Yep.
And a phone number for you, Nathaniel? Okay. So this male that had the tattoos on his neck, wearing a ball cap and a black shirt, what do you think his weight was? Was he heavy set, medium build?
He was about 170 maybe.
Okay.
About, probably 5'9".
Is he the one that had the taser-like object that hit you in the stomach?
Yes, but they passed that around a few times.
Okay.
Different guys, because I was started, they were threatening to take my son.
Are,
Give him more money.
understood. Were they wearing a mask?
No.
No masks? But they did have ball caps on.
Yes. Well, one did. Did they? What were they all? Were they wearing ball caps? All of them? Like, shove it up? Just one.
Just one? Okay.
My son says he remembers two
caution until a deputy gets there to talk with you, okay?
Okay,
Is this your home address?
it is.
Okay. Do you know a make and model of the truck? Have you ever seen one like it before?
It was a Chevy. They pulled in here earlier, and they just turned around and left again.
What time do you think that was?
It was about 3 o'clock when they were here the first time. I just noticed them leaving, so I didn't pay any attention, but
Okay.
I recognized the truck when they came in the second time.
And what is the name of your business again?
My cabinet, we have two of them actually.
Okay.
One is my cabinet shop is cut.
Okay. And did they come into the shop or the house?
No, they came in the house. My wife isn't home, and my oldest son went hunting, and my youngest son was here with me, and I was taking a nap once they pulled in.
Okay. Any idea how much money they could have got?
Probably,
Please.
they took my son's wallet, both of my son's wallets. Well, did they take the wallet, or did they just take the money? I'm guessing it was probably, it could have been up to $5,000, I'm not positive.
Okay. Have you had any employees that you've had to terminate recently, anything like that?
No, not at all. I'm an Amish guy, so my...
Okay. Your employees are Amish? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, 3 white males. One with tattoos on his neck, wearing a ball cap and a black shirt. Unknown on the other 2. No mask. They're all wearing ball caps. No, just number 1. Just number 1, yeah. How's your bleeding? Does it slow down or stop?
It's okay. It's
Okay.
bleeding, but it's okay.
Okay. How's your little one doing? Is he okay?
He's okay, yes, he's okay,
Okay.
right? You're okay.
All right, we have some deputies on news. They should be there with you any minute.
Okay. Thanks so much. That broke me.
Do you remember if this truck had 4 doors or 2?
I would guess a 4-door with a smaller Chevy, is my remembrance.
Okay. Did it have a loud exhaust? Is there anything noticeable about it?
No, it was a nice truck.
Okay.
Maybe some stickers on the inside that I remember seeing. In the windows.
Do you remember the color of those stickers?
No, I think they were, all I remember was tinted windows, and I just saw circles, and I actually remember that from the first time they told him.
Okay,
The sun shines through this.
okay.
Okay, I see a sheriff now.
All right, thank you. Glad you're okay. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye.
Deputies responding to that area were advised of the vehicle description. We have multiple dispatchers in our center. What you hear is just the one taking the 911 caller, but they were putting out over the radio, actively updating deputies responding with the vehicle's description and the fact that it had left. So responding deputies responded from various locations of the county and began scouring the area for the suspect vehicle in hopes of intercepting it fleeing the crime scene. The vehicle was not located at that time. Deputies arrived on scene, checked the welfare of the victims, and secured the crime scene for processing. Detectives were called to respond out to the scene. Detectives responded, began processing the scene and interviewing the victims and witnesses. Detectives learned the 3 suspects first arrived at the residence and used a ruse to gain access to the victim's property. The suspects posed falsely as potential customers of the business and tried to gain the victim's trust. The suspects ultimately used physical force by placing the juvenile victim, an 8-year-old, into a chokehold type restraint to force the adult victim and his son into the house. The adult victim stated that he was placed under watch by one of the 3 men while his house was ransacked by the other 2 suspects. He reported they separated him from his son and they held his son hostage as they moved through the house searching for money. I was out at this crime scene that night. This house was completely ransacked. Everything was gone through, thrown all about. The victim stated the suspects became angry. They did not find more money and physically assaulted him and threatened to kill him if he did not produce more money. The victim was hit in the face with a wooden crate and suffered an injury to the side of his face to include swelling and a substantial laceration below the ear. He talks on the 911 call about bleeding out his neck. It was up behind the jaw. The victim also reported the suspects shocked him with the taser device. When the victim could not produce any more money, the suspects stated they were going to kill him and take his son. He was forced to look away as the suspects exited the residence holding his son hostage. At this time, the male was able to run and call 911 when the suspects left the residence. As heard on the call, the juvenile re-enters the house shortly after he gets a hold of 911. The juvenile victim later reported that he was being dragged towards the suspect vehicle, but he was able to break free and run away. He further stated he believed he was going to be abducted and killed. The juvenile fled through a dark field and was able to observe the suspect vehicle leaving the property as he was running away, which is why he returned to the residence to check on his father. The juvenile victim also reported that he was shocked in the stomach with the taser device multiple times during this incident. The juvenile victim also described witnessing his father being thrown to the ground and being assaulted and beat by the suspects in his presence. Detectives remain on the scene processing evidence. The Attorney General's Office BCI Crime Scene Unit was requested to assist with processing the evidence. Due to the serious nature of this incident, detectives worked around the clock on the investigation. Through nonstop persistence and determination, detectives were able to identify the suspect vehicle through surveillance to include private security camera systems and license plate readers. The vehicle was equipped with a stolen Ohio license plate out of Stark County. With the assistance of Stark County Sheriff's Office Metro Narcotics Unit, the identity of one of the suspects was able to be determined. It was also determined the suspect vehicle, we can put that up, was a 2020 Chevy Colorado that had been stolen from North Canton. This vehicle was reported stolen on September 1st. It was also discovered during the course of the investigation that this vehicle is suspected in multiple criminal offenses throughout Stark County, to include B&Es, theft, smash and grabs, and other property type crimes. The main suspect and primary aggressor was identified as 33-year-old Bradford Hosler from Canton, Ohio. If we can put up his picture. This suspect was described by the victim as being the leader of the group. His facial tattoos are very recognizable and were very explicitly described by the victim. With the assistance of Stark County Sheriff's Office Metro Narcotics Unit and the Canton Police Department, Bradford was taken into custody on October 11th, 2025 at approximately 0300 hours in Canton. During the investigations, detectives worked with the Adult Parole Authority, and it was determined that Hosler was currently on parole for felony domestic violence and felony breaking and entering. Hosler had served 119 days in Warren Correctional Institute and was released on parole August 8th, 2025. Parole also advised us that Hosler was equipped with an electronic GPS monitoring unit. Location data gathered through this GPS monitoring unit places Hosler at the victim's residence at the time of the crime. The top priority of the Geauga County Sheriff's Office is the safety and security of the citizens of Geauga County. The Sheriff's Office strives to guarantee that residents have the highest level of security and privacy within their home. This case is a fine example of the dedication of the men and women of this office to that priority. Detectives and deputies worked around the clock, relentlessly pursuing the individuals responsible for this serious crime. We will continue to work around the clock until all suspects in this case are charged accordingly for their involvement. I'm going to turn it over to County Prosecutor Jim Flays.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I start my portion, I did want to say the Sheriff's Office worked, when he says round the clock, the sheriff called me immediately after this incident happened, and these detectives and the lieutenant literally did not sleep and worked around the clock. And they had identified the ringleader less than 24 hours after this happened and had developed a plan to arrest him, and ultimately he was arrested down in Stark County. So I can't say enough for the quick action and taking somebody dangerous off the streets, and just the outstanding police work that went into this apprehension, and they're working towards the other apprehensions as we speak. The defendant was arraigned this morning in Chardon Municipal Court. He was charged over the weekend via complaint in municipal court with aggravated robbery, aggravated burglary, and aggravated kidnapping. He appeared on those charges this morning, and given his extensive criminal record and the fact that he was on release from prison through the parole authority with an ankle monitor when these crimes occurred, we requested and the judge granted a $750,000 cash bond for this defendant. So he's still being held here in the Geauga County Safety Center, and we plan on him being held throughout the duration of the proceedings. The matter has been scheduled for preliminary hearing on Monday, October 20th at 1 p.m. And at that time, the defendant can opt to have a probable cause hearing or waive that hearing, and then the matter will be sent over for consideration by the Geauga County Grand Jury. And once the investigation is complete, we will present the findings to the grand jury and seek an indictment. Thank you.
I'd just like to say that obviously Geauga County is a rural community, and we have a large Amish population. And as far as I'm concerned, these guys were lucky because the majority of our Amish population are all hunters, and they all have guns. And they're very lucky that they weren't used on them. And it's appalling that they would come from Stark County all the way up here and victimize our residents, our Amish population, and expect to get away with it, because obviously they're not going to. The technology that we have, the dedication that we have with our deputies and our detectives, the fact that we use flock cameras all over the county and share that information with all the counties around us, enables us to solve these crimes. And I feel very confident within the next couple of days, the other two individuals are also going to be joining him in our jail. So anybody have any questions?
Sure. Two questions. First off, is the boy 8 or 7? Just to clarify.
He's 8, so in the 911 call, it's kind of muffled, but the caller does correct, and he says 8.
Perfect. Do you have any reason to believe that this was a targeted act of violence, or do you believe this family was randomly chosen?
I don't think it was random, but it's still a lot of investigation to go. And who knows when we get done whether other crimes will be solved due to their due diligence on this case.
How seriously were they hurt? The father and the son.
Well, obviously not enough to go to the hospital. He didn't want an ambulance. But the fact that he was hurt at all is disturbing. And the fact that they would use a stun gun or shocking device on an 8-year-old child is even more disturbing in my mind.
The sum of money said up to $5,000. Was that able to be recovered? Do you have an updated number of how much was actually taken?
We do not have an accurate number of how much was taken because they took it from multiple different family members' rooms. Like I said, they ransacked this entire house, looking through everything, dumping, spilling everything. He has multiple other children, and so it took cash from all of those children, and he does not have an accurate count of how much money each of them had.
Question about the ankle monitor that this gentleman was wearing. How was he able to travel that far and not set off an alert?
That I cannot answer. That ankle monitor is monitored and maintained by APA, Adult Parole Authority.
Were the suspects armed with anything other than a stun gun?
The suspects threatened multiple times that they were in possession of a weapon, but one was not presented. We do know with certainty that they did have an electrical stun device, as we did recover a portion of it that broke off during the incident.
And with this case involving multiple counties, are there going to be any jurisdictional challenges in handling it?
Our case is within our county, so all of our charges are going to be just within our county. I think there will be many additional charges coming from those other agencies as they further their investigations.
Will the suspects be charged equally?
That will have to be determined as we continue through the investigation and speak with Prosecutor Flays here, but they are all going to be facing serious level felonies.
Do you know what time again?
I'm sorry?
What day?
The preliminary hearing, it's Monday, October 20th at 1 p.m. in Chard Municipal Court.
What time did this all?
The crime was October 9th, and we received a call at 17:26.
Do you know who the other two individuals are?
This is a very serious crime, and my detectives have worked very diligently on that. So I don't want to release anything that is going to hamper the prosecution or the outcome of this crime. I want to see that justice is served upon these individuals for these victims. So at this time, I can't comment any further on that, but I am very confident that we will resolve this with all three of them.
When people see this story at home, what do you want them to take away from it?
Don't ever come into our county and commit a crime like this, because you will go to jail. And we will find you, no matter how long it takes. And you heard the diligence of our detectives working night and day to solve this crime and get these guys off the street, because I'm sure this is not the first time they've done that. And we aim to make it the last time.
Did you recover any of what was stolen? The money or anything?
Money right now, we can't make any determination if any money that we did recover or are going to recover can be directly linked back to those individuals. However, we did recover the vehicle used in the offense, and that is in our possession.
Question about the family. I assume they're trying to recover and move on from this, but you said their whole house was turned over, and obviously they had a traumatic experience. Is there anything the community can do to help support them during this time? Because obviously they're private people and they live in a secluded area where stuff like this just doesn't happen. If someone wants to help them, how can they?
They have a very good network of Amish community working together. Plus, our victim's assistant has been working with the family to assist them with anything they need. But that Amish communities are very close, and they will work with each other and help each other, and we will advise them or provide them with any other help that they might need, including witnesses or anything like that that were witnesses to the crime.
The legal process will probably order that money be worked back and returned, right? Like, is that restitution? Is that the right word?
Correct.
I'm sure.
Yeah, as the sheriff stated, our victim advocate, who's actually in the back of the room, Sarah, has been in contact multiple times today already with the victims.
Do you know at this point why they targeted a business in Geauga? I mean, it's a bit of a ways to go from Canton.
There's still more investigations to come with, but that is a question that we are going to answer.
Will you talk more about this business and home? How did this ruse play out?
So the business, which is somewhat commonplace for a lot of the Amish businesses, is they have, one parcel of property, a family property, and their homes and their businesses will be on that. So when these gentlemen arrived, there's a couple businesses on the property. Those were no longer open, but the house is very much adjacent to the businesses. So they noticed our victims up at the house and went up and began talking to the victim. They were aware of the type of business that the victim had, and so they posed as potential customers or potential buyers for some custom items to have the victim make.
And and the multiple businesses is important. Do you want us to hold off on showing those businesses? Is it okay for us to air that? I want to clarify that because I think there's a library
Well,
there too.
He didn't want his address put out, but he said that you could film the property. So I, you know, we're not gonna give you his address.
It's the best way to answer that. That's kind of, you know, that was what he advised us, so.
Very
All right.
good, thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you.
Thanks.